Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Reseller Recap with Jen Emily Morgan. Today we have Scott on. One of you probably know him. I will let him give a little intro into himself.
Hi, I've started selling on Amazon 12, 13 years ago. I don't know. I thought I was going to be like the next engineer at, Facebook or Google when, I was like interviewing and that's what I studied. But then my brother was selling on Amazon and I don't know, it just kind of took off from there. I guess being an owner of a business or like, your own destiny, was what I chose. And honestly, selling on Amazon, that first year, like when 2012, 2013, I loved it. It changed, a lot of how I think about what I want to do with my time. So, that's.
Did you start as a software engineer though, and then got into selling?
So the truth is, when I said I started selling in 2013, I was building software for mine and my brother's business.
Okay.
So I guess that's just the way that I tackle those problems. I would do the business to find things that were inefficient that I'm like, well, we got to improve our, maybe our purchasing decisions or our process for shipping into Amazon. Cause I would prep products and every once in a while, I'd see products come through. I'm like this is terribly inefficient. I'm like, why are we buying this product?
Yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes to put this huge poster in a bag. And this bag I know costs 50 cents. Are we actually making money off of this? I don't know. Yeah. And so I would jump into every little part of, our business, but really it was just kind of to improve, kind of the brains that we put into a computer. This was a time when there was no software. So kind of had to just to, no one connected to Amazon data. And so, that's more of my experience where I was just a software developer, but, through an Amazon seller.
Yeah. That's awesome. My husband's a software developer, so we all the time go back and forth with the whole I see a need for this. Do you have time? No, I'm running a company here. I can't.
Yeah.
So no, I love that because then you saw it and you could do it. You saw both sides of it. So that's perfect because you can clearly tell what software has been created and they never even asked a seller if they wanted or needed it. So
still to this day, more tools get launched every year and I meet with a lot of them and I'm like, you're going to have a hard time getting people to pay that much for this. That's my experience. But you definitely, you got to build something for the customer, what actually solves their problem. And so,
for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, perfect. Can you talk a little bit about your software for those?
Sure. This is the story is in 2017, Amazon had the Small and Light program.
Yes, I love that program.
For 1 year or 2 years, it was the sweet spot. They gave you, you could win the buy box. It was a prime offer and the FBA fee was about $1 less. And it was so interesting. We were like, okay, let's download all the data on Amazon, find the categories and brands that actually were really good with Small and Light. And that's what led me to build, but I didn't build Smart Scout till 3 years later. That was just kind of scour everything out there and kind of organize the data, or look for brands that would be an opportunity. And so they fast forward, they did change the Small and Light program a little bit, where we backed away from it and now it's gone completely.
Yes.
they rolled in some of those ideas into like, I think if you sell a product for under $10, like the fees are less. So,
I remember you used to have to pull your catalog and you
Yeah.
have to submit them, and you had to constantly do that. And it was such a manual process to like roll things in Small and Light.
Totally. And actually there's one like small little funny thing is they would decline some products based off of sales velocity. But what that meant is everything that got approved, you're like, well, this is a good product.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the only times where like Amazon's like, you know, check, like actually helped us focus on the right stuff. But, so, you know, the business was humming along, and, we actually had spun out. Like, I felt like after like 2 or 3 years, we kind of like figured out our business model. And so I kept working on different things, and we spun out actually 2 other businesses before Smart Scout. And then, I took that idea, you know, like having every single brand on Amazon, just, you know, you could look at it, be like, hey, do they sell directly themselves, or are there resellers? Are there opportunities?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what became Smart Scout. Launched it actually 5 years to the week.
Wow.
We're hitting celebration time, but, and it's really been my focus ever since. But, Jen, you said something about, you know, you've attended Prosper, and I've been, I think, almost every year. And since the beginning, especially like more towards like, I don't know, 2020, 2021, just focus exclusively like on private label or large brands or agencies, that manage brands. And, it felt like there was like almost nothing for like, resellers, people buying from brands. And there's differences, and especially like the small to medium sized resellers, there was nothing there. And it was at Prosper where we're like, we should just do this. We should just build this. And, so that's why 2 years ago, we put together a conference and tried to make it a bit more on the professional side, as in like, you know, there's vendors that show up, that know exactly who's attending. You know, it's not like, you know, they're not going to ask you what type of business you have. They know, because that's the attendees. It's, a lot of, resellers. So we made that conference, and this is our 3rd year. It did better than we expected. 700 attendees.
Amazing.
And, it's just a mile outside of Manhattan. It's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But like, just like right next to, that hub, but we get the New Jersey discount. You know?
Yeah. There's a reason a lot of people live in Jersey. So.
Yeah. We took one look at, some of the other New York prices, and it was, kind of pushed us out pretty quick. And we chose that location just because there are so many, sellers in the New York, New Jersey area. So that's,
So if you guys don't know Scott, and Diana and James, is there one more I'm forgetting?
Michael on my team.
Oh, Michael Rass. Yeah. Okay. It's Sellers United. We had Diana on talking about it a little bit. So that's really kind of the conference. If you want to learn about wholesale, what that looks like, people that are actually doing it. They have an insane amount of speakers this year. If you guys haven't seen the lineup, I know you guys got Amazon coming now to actually talk to people, which is fantastic, because, you know, sometimes you want to be able to open the curtain. Who's Oz?
Yeah, no, seriously. There's really a variety of, like, we get sellers of all sizes. There are, you know, people that have never sold, brand new sellers show up. There's, I'd say the majority are probably in the middle, you know, somewhere between 100,000 to like 2 million. That's kind of like the middle. And then there's plenty that are, like, I'd be shocked if you went there and you didn't talk to at least 1 or 2 that were like well above that. And, you know, cause a lot of them actually will be speaking. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. And, you know, James, I don't know if you know, James, but he is, I don't know of anyone in my life. There's very few in my life that like are attention to detail. Like he is. And like,
I always read his articles. Like when some new policy comes out, I'm like, I'm going to wait like 3 days, if that. And James is going to come out with an article that breaks this down. So I know what I actually am supposed to do, because Amazon cannot clearly share what they want, but James will figure it out. And then I know what I need to do going forward.
He gets in the details, and he's the one that actually selected a lot of the speakers. And so it kind of is that same exacting, like, making sure that we cover a variety of subjects, whether it's like sourcing and finding products, or it's like actually like inbound shipping, FBA, kind of like optimizations, and kind of everything in between. And so, we're really, that's like the speakers that kind of like also bring a lot of the street cred. But that's my experience. And it's coming up. We're at the, it's in like October 16th. So if you aren't able to make it, we do have all the recordings online. So
you guys are recording it. Okay. Cause Diana said she wasn't sure if you guys were going to be able to do that.
I think it's about half the price just to get a copy of the recordings. This is actually completely, slightly different. When I was selling with my brother, we probably went to 1 or 2 shows a year. And I found that it wasn't really what people shared on stage that like made the difference, but almost like the people that I went with, it's kind of like a 24-hour like offsite of just talking about anything about like, the business, what are the changes we can make, what's going well, maybe you grab one idea that you heard at the thing, but it's almost that time together that like you get a chance to kind of like redirect. And so I found the value was just like, getting my business partner, and we just go more than, all the things that we could have or did see or whatever. That's not to say that we didn't find things. I remember going to one conference where like one service provider we talked to, like it paid for the trip. The service they offered just like saved us a lot of money. So that was, there's obviously more than one reason, but that's it. I don't know if you have any other questions. I could ask you guys questions.
Well, I know like you guys are even having Emily speak this year, which is awesome.
Emily's
adding
coming.
More females in the space that have like a little bit different perspective
on
how, because like you said, like the majority of sellers are kind of that $100,000 to $2 million. It's not always like $10 million sellers. And I think that was the hard part at Press for everybody. I think maybe also because the MDS was happening at the same time, everybody's like, how many millions do you sell? And I'm like, none. And I don't want to.
None of the millions. None.
None of them. And I'm okay with that, because I'm probably making just as much as you are selling 10 million, so, and it fits my lifestyle. And guess what? It's fine. Like this is, I think it just kind of opened a lot of people's eyes. And I like that you guys already know that exists, like that does not have to be a conversation. You guys just know that we exist.
Totally. Like I was telling Jen and Morgan before, my sister started an Amazon business. So for her teenage kids to like have a job, kind of a flexible thing. And so I've seen plenty of people that really it is like, just like a lifestyle, side business. And it's great. Yeah.
Well, that's what even all our trips, I'm like, guess what? We're going sourcing, and my son is an employee of our business. So guess who comes along with me on sourcing trips? And my mother-in-law loves to help too, cause it's become like the way that our family exists, and, there might be boxes of stuff, and my mother might call it trash, but my mother-in-law calls it money. She understands. But fun. It's just how you see it, and it gives us the flexibility.
Well, it does kind of change your perspective if like, oh, I'm the worst. When I go shopping with my wife, like there's some shops I'm like pulling out my phone and scanning it and be
I did
that more we dated like right at the beginning of COVID. And I don't know, I was maybe more in that mindset back then. Now, I'll only do that if I go to like a Sephora where I'm like, okay, let's see these beauty brands. Which ones are bigger than, like some of them are huge and some of them are like starting out.
Just starting out. Yeah.
Once you start, it's hard to not see profit everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you're like, wait.
Yeah.
I know we were even in Europe this summer and I was like, ooh. And I like went over and I was like, gummies, like they have different styles. And I just, and I was just trying to find a treat for my kid to like keep him quiet. And then I was like, well, here I am sourcing,
There's one version of Haribo that we buy. It's in Germany.
Yeah.
And I buy it as a customer. If like, actually, do you know what? I need to buy it right now because like my wife is sick and like I'm sure whoever is selling that, is doing that sort of like just, moving it from one country to another. And
yes,
I think I end up paying like $12 per pack, but hey, if it means something, it means something.
I know. Yeah. It was like Harry Potter ones I found that I was like, this is different than the version they have in the US. Like, and he likes them. He's like, they say it tastes better. And I'm like, okay, who's selling these? What's going on with these? Like, who's on them? What's,
I was just going to say some of the stuff tastes better too.
Yeah. Cause they have different guidelines over there. So there's different, like they're using food as dyes versus, actual food dyes or vegetables and stuff. And so, yeah, it's interesting, how you build it into your lifestyle. So, and what's the format again for the conference? Cause I feel like it's 2 days, right?
It's mainly one day.
Okay.
It's like, so it's the night before. There is a casino night, just kind of a networking event, everyone's favorite part of the casino night is when they race the pigs. Like it's
like real pigs?
No, they like this casino company has this like game.
Okay.
And like, I think you get a ticket or whatever to choose your pig. It's a funny little horse race.
Okay.
That they just like, it's, I don't know, 10 feet.
Okay.
Like it's just a light, it's just like a networking evening. Okay. And then, the next day is the show. So it's kind of like a day and a half. Okay. A lot of people like are flying in. And so they're able to do something that night. And we just try and fill that gap. But like there's, probably 16 speaking slots.
Wow.
Where we have two stages and you kind of choose one or the other. Some of the speakers I think are like noted for like, hey, this is like more of like a new seller track. And then, there's about a dozen, maybe more. I actually like at least 10 like vendors. So you kind of just like flip between all those things. You'll probably be talking a lot. I find I talk a lot on those days. And if I raise my voice, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah. Happens. So if you go as an attendee, do you also get access to the recordings in case you can't watch, okay.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, we do. I'm going to give you guys, I put together a coupon code that is actually our best and no one else we'll do like a one-time thing. I've got to find it though before.
Okay. Well, you can send it to us afterwards and we'll make sure to include it because, this will go live on Wednesday. We always launch on Wednesdays. And then it'll be included kind of in the info about this episode. So you guys can click the link that's included and sign up through that and get the best you're going to be able to get.
Yeah. I'll share that with you guys after. Awesome. But like, it's, you guys might even already have a coupon code, but
okay. Emily or Diana might have gave one, but we'll make sure to include and make
I wouldn't be surprised if Emily's name is one.
Probably.
It probably is.
But if you're listening and you actually want to go, like, you can find a coupon code. We give them out liberally.
Yeah, and I think quite a few people from the group. I know Morgan's going to be there. Emily's going to be there. Of course, Diana's going to be there, and Scott. And quite a few people from the group that, especially those that live on the East Coast, because we're kind of all spread all over.
Yeah.
Anybody that's on the East Coast is coming. So there's actually going to be quite a few people from the community. And then hopefully we have obviously a lot more listeners to the podcast that are not part of the community. Make sure to go. You'll be able to meet everybody in person. Because, we always have the greatest time when we all hang out. So
it is. Everyone's got battle scars to share.
Yeah. I'm sure. Did you hear the decompression from the Walmart summit? Did Diana fill you in?
A little bit.
Yeah, that was something. So yeah, everybody's ready for a nice, informative conference. So you guys are coming at a great time when everybody's ready to come up for air and want some positive, good news of people that are, have lived through the battle scars that Amazon has done, and still on the other side of it. And so now we can all do the same with Walmart.
For sure.
So yeah. Well, awesome, Scott. Thank you so much. We'll have to have you back on to talk just strictly about Smart Scout, and let everybody know kind of what that's about and how they can utilize it in their business. But we appreciate you sharing.
Thank you. Very generous. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.